I walked into God's Groceries, one of Jubilee's food pantries, and I lifted the lid of one of the gigantic deep freezers. Still empty. I let the lid slam shut. I'm not sure what I expected. Maybe a freezer full of meat. Stranger things have happened at Jubilee. God's Groceries is an essential service. Our neighbors were calling, worried about food. But almost all our shelves and almost all of our 6 freezers were empty. Where would we get enough food for 4th Tuesday distribution? I looked out the window of my home office and watched the birds scurry about on the porch, picking up bits. At first I thought they were feeding, and then I noticed that in their beaks was a scrap of sawdust, a bit of a twig, a piece of a leaf. Nest materials? They seemed to converse as they showed each other their treasures. From the porch, it seemed like a little old couple decorating an apartment with garage sale finds. Despite the amount of leaf litter those birds took from the porch that day, still looked like the porch needed to be swept. Now, I'm not in that line of construction, but it appeared to me that there was enough building material left on the porch for several respectable nests. Imagine how many nests could be built with all the nest material in all of the woods of all of Lauderdale County. Dwayne's phone rang. Could we use 1,000 cans of vegetables? Could we use 1,000 cans of vegetables? The cans went straight from the back of his pickup into bags, and 100 bags were ready for distribution day. But in the stress of trying to keep all the volunteers 6 feet apart, I blew past the gift and went to worrying that we were standing entirely too close. Jesus told his friends who were inclined to worry, "Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Yes, and provides enough nest material to build the Taj Mahal of nests, or at least a few thousand birdie bungalows." Dwayne's phone rang again. Could we use some chicken? Are you serious? Dwayne took his pickup and trailer to Morton, Mississippi, and came home with 1,400 pounds of Tyson chicken. Our neighbors would be thrilled. But I instantly began to fret about freezers filled with 40-pound blocks of frozen chicken. I woke in the middle of the night, unable to sleep, trying to imagine how to break 40-pound slabs of chicken into 10-pound units. Jesus concludes the section about birds and worry by saying, "You of little faith." It was a nickname he sometimes called his friends. They worried about everything. Every Monday, Wayne Garrow goes to Walmart to pick up surplus groceries for Jubilee's food pantries. Lately, there hasn't been much surplus. But on the Monday before the 4th Tuesday distribution, Wayne sent me a text, manna from heaven, and then pictures of carts loaded with boxes of sandwiches and produce and cakes and more chicken. It was more than we've received on any individual Monday all year long, almost 600 pounds. Now, I might have danced about in the sanctuary for a moment to celebrate. Stranger things have happened at Jubilee. Instead, I dashed straight to fretting about where to store all of this perishable food overnight. The next morning was Fourth Tuesday distribution day, and we had plenty of chicken and produce and cupcakes and eggs so that everyone in line got 30 pounds, more than 30 pounds of groceries, and we had enough volunteers, thank God. We even have groceries left for the next month. If I sit very quietly on the steps behind our house, birds will come to the bird feeder only feet away from me. And while I can't be sure of this, I'm almost positive that I heard an indigo bunting chattering to his friend. I am so worried that there won't be enough nest material for our nest next year. Silly birds. Little Faith. I'm Elaine, and I'm looking for loose change.